let's have a go at repairing my car seats. It's not that bad, it's not torn, it's just got a lot of wear and a lot of sort of cracks along the edges down here. I found a product which I'm going to try, which can help fill in that and repair it so it's a lot better. Let me just show you what I mean. So this is the driver's seat, and as you can probably see, it's got a lot of cracking down that side. It's probably more apparent here. See all the cracks and the wear. If we just get the light right on that side there, and a little bit on the top as well of that bit and of that bit. So what I intend to do is to see if I can repair those today with a product that I found on the internet. Okay, so let's begin. So the first part you've got to do here is we need to clean out all of the dust and bits that are in the cracks. So let's give it a little bit of a hoover. Okay, that's that done. So the next stage is to actually clean it. So what I'm going to use to clean it is this, which is your Colourlock Leather cleaner. Not affiliating there, not sponsoring this video, but I just found this is quite a good cleaner, so this is what I'm going to go for. So what we need to do is start at the top, clean it, just work down, just get all of the muck and all the old grime off the leather, which is just amalgamated over the years. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the brush to actually get into it and pull off all the dirt. So I've actually got a little brush here as well, which is pretty good for cleaning leather, but I guess any type of brush would do. This is quite stiff, so this will hopefully clean deep into the grain of the leather. Okay, so I've now cleaned the seat. Even though I'm mainly concentrating on this area here and this area here for the repair, I've just cleaned the whole seat because it's been in the car for 14 years I think, and it's never had a proper clean, so now it's just had a good clean. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wax and grease remove this area and this area, because these are the areas that we're going to be working on. There is some deep creases within the leather here, which I will show you. So as you can see, some of these are quite deep creases here, and you can feel them a lot when you run your hand on. I don't think I'll be repairing those because they just had a bit of character. I mean, they are a leather chair, you are going to get creases, that's fine. What I want to repair is this bit here, which has kind of lost its leather. These are very, very light creases here, but you know, it's almost lost its leather touch on there, and that looks quite tatty from the outside. So obviously when you open the driver's door, this is the side that sinks, this is the driver's seat. So I'll be doing a little bit of repair work on the bottom there, but I want to just fix this bit here, because that is the worst part. So let's wax and grease remove those two areas. I've got the solution in a small jar here because I've got a great big tin of it in the garage. I just didn't want to bring that in the house. So all we do, just put a bit of this stuff on that. It shouldn't need a lot because there's not a lot. I've just cleaned it anyway, so it shouldn't need that much. Okay, that's that. So what we're going to do is just going to dry that off with the hairdryer, and just to speed up the process a little bit really. Okay, now so the next stage is to actually sand these areas, believe it or not. For this I've got this sanding pad which is about a 400 grit, so it's not too hard and it should be just about nice just to take the high edges off the areas and flatten them down a bit, ready for the repair we're going to use later on. Okay, so let's give that a go. I'm trying to avoid the stitching because I don't want to make a mess of the stitching. It's a little bit frayed, but I don't want to make it any worse than what it is. So I'm going to try and avoid the stitching where I can. So I'm just going down this edge here. This is where the main problem lies. Don't really go too mad, as I say, because I'm not going to try and repair a lot of these deep creases. So just let me check on here. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. There's a few slight creases here. Let's just see if we can maybe do something with those. I think that's the best I'm going to get there. So I'm mainly that bit there is what I'm worried about. Okay, so let's wax and grease remove that again. Just take all the dust off that I've probably created with the sander. Okay. So the product we're going to use, the next step, is the actual to fill in the leather itself. So I found this company called Colourlock, again no affiliation to this, I'm just using this product and they're not sponsoring this video. And this little package here actually contains what they call this liquid leather, which is basically that's going to help me fill it. A little spongy pad to apply this leather fresh, which is almost like a paint. So this is going to give me back the colour to that leather. This is just a basic black. You can actually fully match it to the colour of your vehicle's interior if you wish. I just went for the standard black, which should work with most. Now I did actually do a little bit of work on my other seat and it worked fine, so I'm hoping it shouldn't be a problem here. Okay, so with the liquid leather, the best way to apply it is just by using a knife really, or a spatula. So I'm just using a normal kitchen knife here. So what we need to do is apply it, smooth it off, then we'll let it dry, we'll help it with the hairdryer, and then after that we'll scrape it again, just give it a little light sand until we're happy that we've filled all the bits that we need. So what I'll do, I'll bring the camera in a little bit closer so you can actually see and get a better view. Okay, here we are a bit closer. My lights are not so good because my lights are over there, and I think I need a light over there because every time I get in front of it I'm putting shadows on it, so just bear with me. Let's see if it should come out alright. So I'm just going to apply a little bit onto the knife. So there's just a little bit of liquid leather on there, and then basically we're just going to fill it in. So we can fairly generously put it on there. As I say, my lights are getting in the way a little bit. So I'm covering up all of the area that's bad. Now obviously with the deep cracks you need to put a lot of this in to fill them, and as you can see I've only got a small tube. It does seem to go quite a way, but it's not going to fill in these massively deep cracks. But to be honest, I think if you wanted to fill in your big deep cracks, then I don't think it'd be a problem. But you just use quite a lot of this. But it can be done, and it's like a flexible filler that's been made particularly obviously for leather repairs, and it seems pretty good, to be honest. So what's happened there? We've got a bit of a mark there. So don't want to get too close to the actual stitching, because then it might make a mark on the stitching. I've got like a scratch up there, which is it's not fully coming in front of the camera to fill that. I think it's a surface scratch, so I think it'll be fine. It's not filling. Okay, I'll just going to get this in ready a little bit. Okay, it's looking better. Just turn that a little bit, get some light that way. I think what we'll do is I'll let that dry. I'm going to assist dry it with the actual hair dryer, and then what we can do is see where we're at and then add some more if necessary. Okay. So let's have a look down here and just see if we can sort of help this area a bit as well. There's some big old nasty cracks at the back here on this one. But you basically keep going with this as long as you like, really, to fill in as much as you like or as little as you like. So yeah, that's the first coat. So we'll let that dry, then we'll do a second coat. Okay, you can use the hairdryer to sort of speed up the drying process. Slight cracks I wanted and repaired this part here, so hopefully we'll let that dry and we'll then go to the next part. Okay, it's about 15 minutes later now and this is nicely dry on both sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of light sanding with the same sanding pad just to take off any ridges and just have a look at what we've got underneath and whether we're putting enough on. You do it really lightly, not going too mad because I don't want to go too deep and then pull off all of the filler that I've already put on. So basically, as I said, just taking any ridges off of the filler so it's nice and flat. But when we do the next stage, we won't have any sort of rough edges. To be honest, I mean, they'll be hidden by the sort of cracks and everything in the seat anyway, so it's not too bad. Just pull it down a little bit. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. So what we'll do is we'll wax and grease remove that now. Just take any of the dust off. So I'll give you a close up of that now just so you can see what it looks like. The light's not great, but you can probably see that it's smoothed out a lot of the cracks. A little bit shiny at the moment, but we've got the last stage to do yet. But certainly all that missing sort of leather has gone. Okay, so now come on to the last stage, which is the putting the colour back into the leather. So using remember the Colourlock. So it comprises, it's quite a small tub, this one, so this is 30ml. You can get it a lot bigger. You need to give it a good shape. There's a weight in there which helps shape it up. It is basically a leather paint, as you can see. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, using the sponge, we're going to dab this onto the area. So what I'll probably do is the whole panel, so I can get it the same colour. Don't go too close to the stitching. Now again, you can do multiple coats of this. coat. So again, we'll dry that off with the hairdryer. And then we can go for another coat. Okay, time for the second coat. Okay, that's the second coat, so I'll let that dry, so I might get a third coat on. That stitch in there is looking actually quite a bit better now. I've just covered it over with some of the actual colouring. So let's give it a blow with the air fryer again. Noticed on here, I've just noticed just a thick bit of filler, so I'm just going to just get the sand down pad, just see if I can take that off. It's just a little bit thick, and again it's right near the driver's door, so every time that door's going to open you're probably going to see that. Still a little bit thick on the filler, but I'm not too worried. It's this bit here that I was really worried about. So I'm going to do one more coat, and then I think that should be it. This is looking much better now. So if your leather has just lost a bit of its colour, you can just use this, to be honest. If you haven't got any deep cracks that you want filling, then you don't need to use the liquid leather that I was using at the beginning. You can just go straight ahead and just do this to restore the colour back to your leather. And if you go on the website, they do many different colours, and they will even try and match exactly the colour of your vehicle. Or if you send them, I think if you send them a sample in, they will actually colour match that sample and send you some of this to exactly the same as the sample you sent in. Okay. Don't think it needs any more on there because that's feeling pretty good now. So let's try that. Okay, so that is much better than it was. Much better. So let's give you a close-up of that. Okay, so this is what it's like now. So there's a few creases in there, but that's leather has creases, so I want the creases. Those creases are fine. That's there. And on the bottom part of it, again, a few creases in there, a few of the deep ones still there. That's fine. That's way better than it was, so I'm much happy with that. It really makes it look a lot better than it looked when we first started the process. So now the repair is complete, and to my satisfaction, the last part of the process is we're going to use some leather lotion and just going to protect and rejuvenate the leather just with this leather lotion. This one actually was a BMW product. I got this with one of my BMW cars. So I'm just going to use this because it's ideal for the job. So again, I'm going to start from the top and just work down in sections right down to the bottom. dry now, and then it'll be able to go back into the car, and I think it's 100% improvement to what it was. So that's it in my video. Hope you've enjoyed this. Hope it comes of use to you doing yours. It's quite straightforward and easy to do. I'm just stuck here in my house, took the seat out of the car. Fairly easy, it's only 4 bolts to get out anyway. Then you can pop it in your house and you can do this anywhere you like, and you know, nice and warm. The warmth will help the leather to absorb all the liquids, etc. that I'm putting on them. So yeah, have a go, you know, rather than take it to a proper sort of leather man. If it's only surface problems, then this is easy to do with this from Colourlock. So I'll stick the link down to the website at the bottom, but say I'm not affiliated, they've not sponsored this video at all, but I just found this product's pretty good and I'm quite happy with it, so have fun.